Am I absolutely mental for quitting veterinary and doing horses full time? Maybe. I think the most important question though is, do I look like an absolute idiot with this microphone on? This is a new thing for me. Okay, I've watched it back and the sound quality is so good that we're just going to have to live with it. So yes, as I said, I am not quitting veterinary, but just taking a little, little break. And I am riding horses full time for a little bit. I guess just something I've always had such a passion for. I've always wanted to do it. If I didn't get into veterinary, it's probably what I would have done. But yeah, I was so lucky to get into veterinary, so happy. But it does just, I'm just really regretted not getting the chance to ride full time and see how far it could go, I suppose. So I've decided to take the plunge and set up my own business. Whew. It's scary to think about it like that. I'd much rather just say I'm riding horses for a little bit and seeing how it goes. But no, I've set up a business. It's all legit. And yeah, riding horses full time. So for those of you guys who don't know, I graduated in 2020 and I worked as a stud vet in Australia for the last 5 stud seasons. And then when I was, horseflies, guys, bane of my existence. Then for the months that I was in Ireland, I would either work or ride horses. But really, I had the Australia job to fall back on. It was very, it was secure. I knew I would never starve. I had a reliable income, even if it wasn't all year round. So it was good. Then so I did 5 years there and I loved it. It was like the best job ever. I love the people I work with. I loved everything about it. But it's just a very transient job. It's hard to really commit to something here or there because you're only going to be in each hemisphere for 6 months. So I said, okay, my contract's over. I'm not going to renew it. I'm just going to come home, see how far this can go, and then I can always go back to veterinary if I want. So that's what I've done. That's why there's been no YouTube videos, because it's all been a very up in the air, not sure how it's going to go. So I didn't want to say anything, and then it all went tits up. So I have been doing this since I got back from Australia in February. The yard's full, guys. I've more horses than I can actually fit in the yard. I've had to put my 4-year-old and my 3-year-old on a break because they're not paying to be here. So the paying liveries are taking priority and I literally don't have space for my own horses. So it's going great. I'm very, very happy. So what is the business model? I've been having a lot of conversations with my very business-minded father. So the business model is basically the main kind of reliable income is liveries. So I have horses for sales, training and competition livery. And that is what the yard is full of basically at the moment. I have some longer term horses and then some shorter term horses. So I like the horses that stay here for a long time. I feel like you can really get into it, kind of get the best out of them. You get very invested in them when they're a long time here. It feels like they're almost like your own horse. But then some people just want a horse here for, 4 weeks. I kind of say 4 weeks minimum. 4 weeks for just tuning up and some training, which is also perfect. And I really enjoy that, especially when they come with specific issues to be sorted out. And then, so some of the horses are for sale. So basically a combination of everything. We have young horses, older horses. This lady is an 8-year-old and I love her. I love her. So she's one of the longer term horses. She's here for a little while and she's going to get out competing and see, are you trying to get in the camera? And then eventually be sold. But it's not like a quick turnaround. We can take some time and get her out competing, which is very fun because she's really fun to ride. But yeah, it's a combination of all sorts of horses. So that's the main income, basically. That's like my monthly reliable income is the liveries. So the liveries are the reliable income, and then bonus money, which, you know, can be used to expand the yard, more to come on that, and buy horses and, you know, etc., etc. That comes from selling horses, either through commission on other people's horses or selling my own horses. God forbid, it might actually happen one time. My parents are always slagging me for not being able to sell my own horse, but able to sell other people's horses. Funny that. Yes, I'm just very soft and get very attached and just keep putting it off. And all the horses are so nice, I don't want to sell them. But needs must. So yes, you know, like selling Dali is probably going to be sold this year at some point and things like that. So that'll be like bonus money and yeah, used to kind of invest in expanding the yard. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas and a lot of plans, and I don't want it to get too big. I don't want to have so many horses that I can't give them all like the individual kind of care and really know every horse that's here really well. But also, you know, I do want to have more and have space to take horses and not have to turn them down. And yeah, and maybe even set up a bit of a repro clinic and do embryo transfer and things like that. I want to combine all the veterinary, show jumping. I want to do it all. There's not enough hours in the day. So how is this possible for me to do this, I guess, is the next question, because, you know, realistically, not anyone can just quit their job and ride horses. So I obviously have saved a lot over the years from my job in Australia, which was a very well-paying job, as a lot of jobs in Australia are. It's they're very good with wages there, especially for vets. So I was definitely able to save a good bit, and I actually still have a bit of money in my Australian account, just so I can't use it. I feel like it's just in a savings account in Australia so that it's more difficult for me to spend it. So I have money saved from there, but really the reason I can do this is because we have the yard. If I had to make the leap to rent a yard and, you know, commit to 6 months or a year or, you know, a 2-year lease and have the money straight up, I could have done it, but it would have been a lot more stressful. Whereas I feel like this is such a low risk situation, because if I started and I didn't have a single client and it was just complete disaster, I would just get a job in Ireland as a vet. Like, there's no drama. I don't have to, you know, pay out the lease on a yard or something like that. So I am very much in the very, very fortunate position to be able to take these risks. With probably like, yeah, not a lot of bad if it doesn't work out. So that is it. I'm, yeah, very fortunate. I'm living at home. I have very few costs except the yard. I like pay for everything on the yard, but I do live at home and I do sponge off the parents for the heating and electricity, etc. So sorry. So that's kind of the story with that. Savings, and I don't have a huge amount of outgoings straight off the bat. So it's been pretty relaxed at the start, you know, before the first month of liveries pay you. It's a bit like, okay, I'm using up my savings, but then it's fine. So now it's been going a few months, it's so fine. So now it's more just trying to get money to pay for exciting extra things. We'll see. So yes, obviously this is very, very exciting. I have a girl that's working for me now because it was just not possible to get all the horses done without help. She's actually not here yet, which is why I'm videoing, because I'm still I'm still pretty embarrassed to video in front of people. Even Maria, who I now know very well. But yeah, I have her to help and still have, like, you know, some brood mares. So we're going to breed those. produce some foals, bring them up, sell them. So yeah, I kind of have my own horses to breed and produce, but at the moment it is vast majority of client horses. So yes, it's very, very exciting, and I hope you guys are excited to kind of come along on the journey and see how it goes. Yeah, and I'll try and share as much as possible. Obviously, like, I guess it's a little bit more difficult now sometimes with just sharing the horses I'm riding because I don't own them. So obviously not every client wants their horse on YouTube for everyone to see. But yeah, a lot of the owners don't mind, which is great. So we can totally share as much as I can. And yeah, some of the horses will be for sale, and already even from the last video, I had lots of people messaging me about both Ellie and Mav. So we'll see if anything comes of that. But yeah, it's a great marketplace of social media, and it's also just really fun to share the journey. And I love following people that have like businesses, and it's almost like, do you ever play those like horse role play games when you were younger? Yes, I bet you did, because I totally did. And you know, you manage your yard and it's all fun. I'm kind of doing that in real life now, which is still very, very fun. But I enjoy watching other people show theirs. For example, Katie Van Syke, I think her name is. She's like totally Western, know nothing about quarter horses. I love watching her videos because she's just showing like the business and breeding and everything like that. And it's really fun. So I thought I'd bring you guys along. I really need to get on my first horse now. It's getting quite late in the morning, but I will keep you guys updated. And now look, I've got a microphone. I'm serious about it now. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching the video. If you have any questions, let me know. I can do like a more in-depth business type video at some point, but let me just get my feet on the ground first. Let me just make sure it's all running before I start giving business advice and going on and on about how amazing my business is, and then it all falls apart. It's not gonna happen. So yes, so excited. YouTube videos are back, full-time horses. I don't have enough hours in the day, but I'm loving it. I'm just loving it so much. And I think that is the main thing. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.